Hello, welcome back to another weekly reset. This is going to cover December 5th through the 12th. This is also an event reset because 7.0 just launched, and they brought back Airheart. Like they said, Airheart wasn't going to go away, otherwise we would have had a week to get her. For those of you that don't know, Airheart is the new constructor that has the new turret ability. She will be lasting, per the patch notes last night, she will be lasting for the duration of Season 7 of Battle Royale, so for the whole 10 weeks. And then we brought back Frostbite. Frostbite was the sniper rifle that was available last year during the holiday event. It is a little underwhelming this year because it changed when the perk recombobulator came out. So here we are. This is what it is currently. It's a water gun. By default, you can't change it. And then it has just 3-4 standard perks. The 6th perk is getting 5 headshots in a row increases ranged weapon damage by 30% for 10 seconds. It's a high rate of fire, low damage output sniper rifle. I'm not a big fan of those. Sniper rifles to me are you sit there, you wait, you pop your headshot, and it disappears. I don't want to be using a long range assault rifle with a scope. Deathstalker. Favorite gun. So, yeah, I was hoping that maybe they might change it to have some kind of limited effect. Maybe like turn them into snowmen. Something different than just these. I have wasps, man. I've got the dragonfly and whatever the one is called that has the scope on it. We've got the death. They're all kind of the same. And then we have just our common stuff. You've got your flux. Ooh, urban assault and equalizer. There's the Reddit combo. This is your Reddit starter pack. Oh jeez. Okay. Anyways, the Raygun. For you longtime viewers know that I was trying to get a good Raygun for the longest time. Finally got one after a couple hundred days, and it's a little underwhelming. Not a big fan of the Raygun. Used to think it was awesome. Not so much now. You got your survivor for your survivor needs if you need to level up if you're brand new, or if you need manuals, you can always buy these and recycle them for manuals. You also get survivor XP for recycling those guys. You got your evolution materials. We've got our epic flux, rare flux, standard re-perk, uncommon, rare perk-ups. What are the heroes? Fleetfoot's back again. Stampede is an average high rate of fire shotgun. It's not a super high rate, but it's not a slow. But it's also not a big number shotgun. It's just your all-around just kind of, I wouldn't even call it a mid-range. It works mid-range. I need to play with it a little bit more. It's basically the reskin of the scavenger event shotgun from over a year ago. They brought this one in. But, yeah, I haven't played with it too much. Wall spikes are always fun for goofy builds. They actually do a lot of damage if you can find a use for them. Typically, the way that we play the game and the way the husks act is to build paths. You funnel them down open hallways. They don't like to have resistance. So putting these on your objective, in theory, to use these as an actual successful trap means that you're trying to get your objective beat. Unless you can find a method of blocking them to forcing them to attack that wall. I know there's lots of theories and things that are usually pretty successful, but not 100% of the time. Like, for instance, if you wanted to put up metal walls and then put a 1x3, so 1 tall, 3 wide, maybe brick or wood with less HP and smaller, so even less HP, and slap these bad boys on there, then they would primarily focus on that. It's not always the case. There's a lot of people that try to act like this is law. It's not, dude. It's not. But they are fun. We've set up some goofy honeycomb designs combined with a base with the increased 50% knockback, or not deflection, and then these, and they pretty much eat themselves on the walls. It's gross. Not a really cool thing. I don't know. They're fun. If you don't have wall spikes, I would definitely pick up at least one set of wall spikes just to play around with. They are decent. It's just weird design to build with. And we got your armory slots. So weekly store's not too exciting except for the traders low level Reddit combo pack right here. Oh jeez, these are the two most toxic things in the game. If you're new to the game, pick them up. Just pick them up. You want to evolve your equalizer to legendary to make it a siege breaker, aka golden scar. Your urban assault is the strongest hero in the game. If you're a long-term player, meaning if you've been playing for 3+ months probably, just throwing maybe my own personal opinion out there, and you play Urban Assault, you'll probably get bored. It'll be fun for a couple missions, but after a couple days, you're gonna be like, dude, what is this nonsense? It is, it's the best hero in the game. But there's no need. The game is too simple, too easy, especially when people are getting to level 130 now. Jesus, jeez, man. So yeah, I don't know. Here's the Reddit starter kit. Earhart's back in the event store. We've got 100 armory slots again. We've got the chance to get some bazookas. The Zap is actually really good. It's got a slow rate of fire, or reload speed, because I think it's one shot. I can't remember how it works. Time between shots is a little slow, but it does do some serious AoE damage if you like to play pistols and you don't want to use rocket launchers. Brawler Luna's back. I just did a video on her. Electric fields were one of my favorites. I've now started to kind of branch out. I like all ceiling traps. I'll typically go gas, ceiling, and zapper. So these are good if you don't have those. These are also nature damage. One legendary survivor for those of you that are still trying to level up. This is required. A defender sniper is also super big. If you have the neon sniper or the obliterator, you can smack this defender into a box up high on the ground. Typically up high. If they're on the ground, they will aggro. It's something that's weird. They need to make the defenders not aggro so much. And then you can just shoot through boxes for days. So if you don't have a defender, that's a good one. Get a sniper defender. We'll skim through these pretty quickly. Earhart brings to the table the shielded support bonus, the decoy stun tactical bonus. She's a constructor, so when you play her, you get increased building speed and reduced building costs. She gets the base ability for protecting your objects. She gets the new Rosie turret, and then she gets decoy. Kinetic overload is also standard. When you crit with a hammer, you do an energy explosion. Electrified floors for enemies that walk across your base. They get a little bit of tickle damage. She gets one piece of increased connectivity to her base, so it goes one direction out all directions. One piece every direction. Fish in a barrel reduces the cooldown of Rosie, increases the damage of Rosie, increases another building connectivity, so now her base actually covers 2 more from base size. Lofty architecture increases health of buildings by 15%. And then Rosie's does 13% more damage and is converted to energy damage. So she's really a turret with a slight defensive base, which is kind of unique. I haven't really played her yet, but she looks kind of promising, actually. Pretty well-rounded. Not super strong on anything. Urban Assault. Advanced Tactics, it's a soldier. Ranged and health is increased by 10%. She gets going commando. Shockwave for your AoE and grenades. Debilitating shots like all soldiers, so your first 3 shots on the same target increase your damage up to 15%, 5% per shot. Lingering Pain increases that to 5 stacks, so now you're up to 25%. Steady Aim reduces the recoil. She gets reload speed. Make It Rain, hitting headshotting an enemy increases your rate of fire by 25% for 5 seconds. This is what makes her stand out above anybody else. You land a headshot and you just start turning into a full-blown machine gun no matter what you're shooting. Rain Faster increases the rate of fire by another 25%, so total of 50%. Kneecapper increases your debilitating shots to 9%, so after your 5th shot you're doing 45%. You're firing 50% faster. It's gross. You're doing 45% damage plus your 10%, so 55. And then Keep Out, which is also really big for her. It leaves that, if you've seen that energy, that electric energy circle that just statically moves around in a circle, that's from the grenade. And that lasts 10 seconds. Damages every second for 15% of the initial grenade blast. So you can really lock down kill tunnels. You can lock down spawn points. She brings to the table headshot damage multiplier and then lucky stars. So throwing stars can cause 40% extra headshot damage as well. So headshots from guns and then throwing star headshots. Here we are with Fleetfoot Ken. It's a ninja, so Shinobi reduces your fall damage and increases your sprint speed and run speed by 10%. Mantis Sleep is your double jump. Fleet increases your movement speed by a flat 12% at all times. This character gets Dragon Slash, Throwing Stars, Smoke Bomb, soft landing, so you get even more reduced damage by 40%. Seems like a waste to me. Assassination, if you want to actually use your swords and play your ninja like a ninja, then Assassination is super huge, where every hit increases your damage, your personal damage by 5%, up to 5 stacks, so up to 25%. You'll get a glowy thing around your arm to indicate that you have that damage, but it only lasts for 5 seconds. Oh, 11 seconds. Oh, sorry, there's a perk that extends it to 11 seconds down below. Standard Assassination is 5 seconds. So you have to keep hitting targets within 5 seconds, otherwise you'll lose your 5 stacks. Long Assassin increases the duration of assassination by 6 seconds, making it 11 seconds. 3 Mantis style reduces the energy cost of Mantis Sleep by 50%. Wind and Storm stacks of assassination provide 3% movement speed in addition to the bonus damage. So now you're going to be going 3, 6, 9, 12, 15% additional speed while you have assassination. Tail of the Dragon. Dragon Slash leaves a persistent trail of energy, damaging for 12% of Dragon Slash damage every half second, and slowing enemies by 30%. So you do 6 ticks of damage of 12% of your initial damage within 3 seconds if they stay inside of your trail. So if you dash through them and they turn and come at you and you come back to re-engage and finish them off, they'll be taking a bunch of damage and moving slower. I like Fleet. Fleet is kind of one of the underrated. A lot of people don't like Fleet. I think he's cool. He's got excellent sword play and a decent Dragon Slash. And he moves fast, which is good for dodging. He also brings Stormborn, tactical bonus. Melee kills increase movement speed by 30% for 3 seconds. Applies to all classes. So if you want to do melee, if you're doing kinetic beats, if you're doing tank, if you're doing the Warlord, aka Santa Claus, then if you're playing any kind of melee class, this will give you speed bonuses for every kill, which is nice. I like him a lot. So there you have it. That's the weekly store and the event store reset for, again, the week of December 5th through the 12th. As a reminder, I stream daily over on Twitch at twitch.tv/SlyGumbi. Be warned, we're rowdy, we're inappropriate, we're goofy, we're lewd. Yeah, it's an adult stream. So if you're bored in the late nights of United States, obviously it's morning time for a lot of you Australian guys and some of you Europeans that I see every night. We're a growing good community. If you're looking for good wholesome people that know how to play the game, that aren't toxic, that aren't traitors, that aren't children, feel free to swing by. If you're a child and you need adult supervision, I don't recommend tuning in. Your mom will probably ban you from Twitch. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye now.